Welcome to yoga, everyone. If you're watching me on the recording this time, we have some construction noise going on, so just bear with us this time. And of course, you can watch an old video if it's too noisy. I don't know how much noise is going to come across on camera, but welcome everyone. We'll go ahead and get started. Hello, come on in. Yeah, we're just going to do the best we can. So we'll start, and if you're at home, just get your sturdy chair and settle in. And we'll do the same here. We have our sturdy chairs, and we're just going to close your eyes if you feel comfortable with that. And let your chair take your weight. Hello. You can scoop that. I can scoop that table for you if you need me to. Okay, don't hit your hand on it. All right. So we're just settling in. Letting your chair take your weight. Trying to visualize something pleasant. I don't know what you can make that stomping sound into, but maybe they're building your dream house up there. A beautiful vacation home. Go ahead and scan your body, head to toe. Are there any places where you're holding stress or tension? Any places where you feel pain? Notice your breath. Does it feel smooth or forced, relaxed or stressful? And now just give a moment to anything you might have on your mind. And if that returns during our practice, that's very normal. You might pay attention to it, or you might refocus on your breath and your movement and kind of give yourself a little break from it. And now we're going to change our breath, and we're going to make sure that we're breathing deeply. And that means we're breathing into the belly. So if you want to place your hands on your belly, you can monitor whether or not it's expanding when you breathe. It should. We'll breathe in through the nose. Feel the belly expand, and then slowly exhale. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And just a small pause. And inhale again. So we're inhaling through the nose if possible, and exhaling through the nose. So right now we're just starting to take our deep breaths in through the nose or the mouth if keep your nose stopped up, and then slowly out through the nose or through the lips as if you're blowing out a candle. That's just like, oh. Now that's a good one if I just be consistent. So now we'll get ready to go into our stretching and strengthening. So you want to have your feet flat on the ground, about hip distance apart. We're going to pull our shoulders up toward our ears and then let the shoulder blades come down your back. And then kind of just adjust your spine so that you're in a nice posture, not too far forward, not slouchy. Let's begin today with an airplane. We'll warm up the sides of the body. It can be a very small movement if that's what you need at the moment, and then maybe it'll grow as we move. And then we'll stop with one arm up, the other arm down, and just stretch really long, really tall. And then we'll lean toward the lower arm. Here you can look at your hand, you can look forward, or you can look up under your elbow. And then we'll inhale the lower arm up, exhale the other arm down, and we're going to stretch really tall again, and then lean. Floor, looking at me, or looking up under your elbow, whatever feels okay to your neck. Remembering to breathe. And then we'll inhale up. Exhale down. Exhale both arms down. Now let's open up here. Inhale. Exhale and hug your beach ball. Again. One more time. Inhale. This time we're going to hug our knees. And then you can breathe. Reach down toward your ankles. And on your next inhale, scoop up. Turn the palms away from each other this time. And then slowly exhale. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now we're going to scoop up. Inhale up. This time palms to the back of the room. And then slowly exhale. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice. Let's bring our arms up for stop traffic, and we're just going to do some very small circles. And then reverse. Now we'll bring our fingertips to our shoulders and do some big circles with the elbows bent. And then let's reverse. And then we'll release down. Let's just bring the upper arms close to your body and we'll work on the hands. First, we'll inhale and squeeze. You can do this one with your feet as well. Inhale, squeeze tight. Exhale, release. And then again, inhale and exhale. And then we'll touch the thumb to every finger. Now we're going to circle the wrists. And then we'll reverse. And then let one palm face me. We'll pull the fingertips back, stretching the forearm. And then we'll flip the palm over and just kind of tug down on the fingertips. And then other side. Fingertips back. Flip over and tug down a bit. All right, let's come up here for weight machine. We'll inhale, exhale to squeeze in front. And just repeat that. We'll repeat that several times. And then we'll do conductor. Now release, and let's do some shoulder circles. And then reverse. I think that's the ice machine making that noise. Okay, and then just shrug. All right, and now let's work on the neck a little. We'll start by nodding. We've got everything pretty loose now, so your neck might move around a little better than it did at the beginning. And then look from side to side. And bring the chin to the chest again and hold here for a moment. Maybe a good deep inhale and a long exhale. And then on your next inhale, follow your collarbone and look over your shoulder. And we'll move the chin to the chest again. And do the same thing on the other side. And chin to chest again. Come to face me. And then we'll let the ear come toward the shoulder. Maybe extending the arm that you're leaning away from. You might also reach up and massage or just lay your arm across your head to create some extra stretch there between the tip of the head and the crown of the head and the tips of the fingers. And then we'll release and do the same thing on the other side. And then release. All right, let's get ready to work on the low body. So we'll just get down in our chairs so we can jog. how we will do some leg lifts. So you want to keep a soft knee, or you can even bend your knee, and we're just going to lift and lower. And then switch legs. Good. And then we'll do our sit-ups. You can choose to just go straight forward, or you can twist. You can follow me if you're twisting. My hands are very lightly behind my head, or you can do this so that you're not tempted to pull on your neck. And let's switch if you're following me. Very nice. Okay. And then you might just, if you need to, just loosen your sides up again. All right, and then we'll go into some jumping jacks. You can go all in on your jumping jacks, or you can modify with maybe one side and the other, or even upper body, lower body. Just make it fit any kind of issues that you might have going on with your body. All right, that's great. Take a deep breath. And then let's go back and do another round of those leg lifts. Other leg. Good. And then sit-ups, twisting or not. And switch sides if you're following me. Good. And then if you need to, just stretch out a little. Now we'll go into our warriors. Turn to face one side of your chair. You're going to extend the leg that's closer to me. So you've got your knee down, kind of a 90-degree angle, toes down, heel up. Neutralize the spine and think of pointing your tailbone toward the floor. Then we'll inhale up, warrior one. Exhale down into some tricep dips. We'll repeat that several times. Make sure you're holding your core in to support your spine. And now arms are overhead. We're going to windmill down. Arms are about shoulder height now, stretching from wall to wall. If it feels comfortable to you, you can extend your leg. This is warrior two, very strong. Everybody's looking good out there. Now we're going to flip the front palm. We'll tip back to Peaceful Warrior. Back down, Warrior 2. Place the forearm above the knee. Look behind you. And then we'll slowly move those fingertips down like you're drawing an imaginary line across the floor and up the next wall. Side angle stretch. Still breathing. Always breathing. And then we'll move with the breath to come back out of that to our Warrior 2. Now come to face me in horse pose, just like this, fingertips down. We're going to put one shoulder into the space between the knees and look over the other shoulder. We'll do this a few times. You can do it very slowly. Hold. Really feel that stretch. Lots of stretching and twisting. Or you can move a little more quickly. That's your choice. This one's going to do a lot of different things. All right, now let's face the other side. And we'll extend that leg again, or bend that leg again into our tailbone pointing toward the floor. And then exhale down, tricep dips, repeat those dips several times. And now your arms are overhead. We're going to windmill down to the Warrior 2. We'll extend. And then just look out over your fingertips. Nice, strong Warrior 2. Then we'll flip the front palm. Tip back. Peaceful Warrior. Back down. Warrior 2. And then forearm above the knee. Look behind you. Same movement we did before, getting to that very long stretch. This one's a good heart opener. And then move with your breath to come out of that the same way you came. All right, come to face me. I forgot a little portion of what we normally do along with the leg lifts. We're going to go back and go into a staff pose. And feet flex, you'll feel some stretching there in your calves. We'll do point and flex. Again, remember to engage your abdomen so you're supporting your back. And then we're going to circle. And reverse. And then you can bend your knees for just a moment, rest a second. Then we'll come back up, point the toes, and do some scissors for the inner and outer thighs. And then we'll be in the knees. Now we'll scoot forward and we'll do our last set of sit-ups. And if you're following me, switch sides. And then if you need to, loosen up your sides again. Good. And then we'll do our last round of leg lifts. And we'll be pausing in the middle to stretch. And let the heel rest. Keep the knees soft. We're going to inhale, exhale to hinge out. And then when you're ready, slowly come back up. We'll hug the knee in, stretching the quadriceps, and also maybe you might choose to just rock around and massage your glutes a bit. You might point and flex or circle again if you choose. And then when you're ready, we're going to cross this leg over. You can cross anywhere from the ankle on up. If you're crossing above the knee, you'll just want to be sure you're keeping this foot flexed. So you're going to be feeling a stretch in your hip. If you choose, you might hinge forward a little and just hold for a couple deep breaths here. Really imagining that you're directing your breath right to that hip, helping it to relax. And then whenever you're ready, you can slowly come back up. We'll place that foot on the floor, and we're going to repeat all of those things with the other leg. So lifting and lowering first. And then let the heel rest, keeping the knees soft. Inhale up straight. Exhale to hinge forward. And then when you're ready, we'll slowly sit back up. We'll hug in this knee. Same as on the other side. You can make any kind of movement that you want to move or make here. And then when you're ready, we'll cross over. You can make a different choice here. If you need to cross slower on this leg than the other, that's okay. Notice that my foot is flexed. Now I'm stretching this hip. If you want to hinge forward, you can. If that doesn't feel okay, then you can just stay up more upright. This side may feel different than the other side did. When you're ready, we'll slowly come back up. We'll place that foot down. And we'll go into our eagle arm series. Heading toward relaxation time again. So we'll start here. Inhale. Exhale to twist. The front hand comes to the outside of the opposite knee. Look behind you. And when you're ready, we'll move back around, cross over. We'll be in the elbows. You can touch the backs of the hands together or wind up a little more into your eagle arms. You'll feel maybe even some pretty intense stretching there. If that's too much, you can do this stretch for the shoulders. So on your next inhale, we're going to lift up and then exhale down so you can curve into your lap. Release your breath and then you can breathe. Don't hold your breath. On your next inhale, scoop up, palms to the back of the room, and then exhale slowly. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then we'll do all that to the other side. So starting here. And when you're ready, slowly come back around, cross over. backs of the hands together or twist. Again, if this is too much, you can take the other arm across your body now. And then when you're ready, we're going to inhale to lift up, exhale. And then when you're ready, release. And then we'll inhale up, arms to the back of the room, and then slowly exhale. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Very nice. Now's the time to play. Make any kind of movement you want to make. If I forgot something or there's something else you want to do, now is the time. And then whenever you're ready, you can face me again with your knees apart. And we will cup our hands in front. We're going to lean forward. Keep your head up. Inhale up. And then exhale slowly. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then just scoot right back into your chair. Let your legs relax. Relax your hips and your low back. You can be a little slouchy now if you want to. Start to feel your shoulders become heavy. Notice your breath again. Focusing and slowing that again. That will slow your heart rate. Check your face. Are your 11s relaxed? Those places between your eyebrows, those lines. Is your jaw relaxed? Maybe you need to take the tongue off the roof of your mouth so it can. Just try to let everything be as loose and relaxed and still as possible. Just feel really heavy in your chair. And then when you're ready, slowly reawaken by just feeling your fingers and toes, hands and feet. And then just move any part of your body, just waking everything back up before we go back outside. And lastly, we will reach up really tall. Take a big inhale and then a loud exhale, sigh. Give yourself a little hug. Say something kind to yourself. And then when you're ready, you can just give yourself a little squeeze, last little squeeze, and release. Namaste. Namaste. It wasn't too loud on camera. Hope it wasn't too annoying here. You can kind of tune it out somewhat.